Welcome back to From the Hood to Hair. Last episode, I talked about the door that opened for me, the hair show, and what it felt like to have something ignite within me. Walking through that door not only felt exciting, it felt humbling. Because once I stepped in, I realized that it wasn't a dream anymore. Hair was something that I was gonna have to work for. But here's what I didn't understand at the time. Some of the skills I needed, I've been practicing my whole life. I grew up the only boy with 3 younger sisters. And when I babysat, which was often, we played. Our favorite thing to play, is how I kept them busy, was to play photo shoot. I would do their hair, I would do their makeup. We would have like a mini photo shoot session. And my mom had all the things there. We had hairbrushes, curling irons, hair accessories, you name it, we had it. At the time, obviously, it was just play. I needed something to do to keep them busy and to entertain them until my mom got home. But looking back in hindsight, it was practice. I didn't know it then, but by the time I got into hair, some of it came real natural to me. Blow drying, handling hair, curling hair, those things didn't scare me. And in the salon, that matters because those are the things that mentors who need an assistant need help with the most. So when I stepped into my first salon, my mentor realized really quickly they didn't have to micromanage me. And I realized something too. I had something that the other new people just didn't. Not talent, experience. The first time I noticed that I had what it was going to take in order to be somebody's assistant and have them mentor me through hairstyling was when I was passed on from the salon owner to one of their other stylists. I had walked into a salon and asked if they were hiring, and the answer was yes. They had me fill out an application. I sat at the front. I was watching everybody was busy doing their thing. I was already used to what a salon atmosphere was supposed to look like, and this obviously was what I wanted, something busy, something buzzing. I turned in my application and immediately the salon owner said I can start, and I thought I would be assisting them, but I ended up assisting somebody in the back of the salon. They kind of passed me on, and I didn't know it then, but afterwards I realized what had happened. And so they gave me to a stylist in the back. They said, here you go. You needed some help today. Here's your assistant. And so I went with this stylist, and with very little direction, I was able to help this stylist get through their day. They were really pleased with me and paid me in exchange for that kind of help, which was really good at the time. And immediately told the salon owner that this one, as they put it then, this one knows what they're doing. And soon after that, the salon owner took me from the stylist and I became their personal assistant. But what didn't come naturally for me were the relationships. I was now in rooms with people who didn't grow up where I grew up, and that presented a challenge for me. Because I had always had a dream of making it out, and part of that dream meant not letting anybody know where I came from. So early in my life, I learned to code switch, lose the Spanish accent, lose the Chicano tone, speak like you know better, and speak like you're from better. And that followed me into hair. A time this stood out for me was when I was working at a salon and we were trying out for a reality show. We had a production person in the salon and camera people, and they were trying to coach us into being who we were naturally, but on camera. Now, back then, I was young, spicy, and I was trying to make my way through the salon world and trying to really prove myself. And I got the gist really quick that this reality thing was something that I could be good at. And this production person was just a little bit too aggressive and trying to get me to participate in a certain way. And that really caused me to back up and like throw up a wall really quick. And it was then that it presented itself as a problem with this production person, so much so that they cornered me in a back room in the salon just to say to me, I think you're nothing more than, and this is where the city that I worked in at the time, I think you're nothing more than a Northridge brat, and you've always been handed everything to you, and you just want this to be handed to you as well. My jaw was dropped, I tell you. I never ever been mistaken for what would be considered, and for those of you not from my area, Northridge is or was a middle class neighborhood. Anybody from and in around the area, if you grew up in the Northridge area, you were considered to have grown up in a privileged environment. And so that's in essence what she was saying about me. And that was far from what I thought about myself. So the fact that she was saying that proved to me that the code switching I had done in order to prove myself to the world was actually working. I mean, it wasn't the image that I thought I was portraying, but I guess when you're trying to hide the fact that you're from the hood and you're trying to hide your Chicano-ness or you're trying to hide your Mexican-ness, I think you forget that that overcompensation might be reading to other people as false entitlement, privilege that maybe they don't think you deserve to have. I don't know what it means in the end, but all I know is that she saw me in such a way that I didn't realize I was even giving off having to code switch in order to make it in the professional world. So while hair came naturally to me, belonging was just very difficult. I knew how to handle a round brush, but I did not know how to handle a room. Most of what I learned came by looking, observing, and trial and error. But socially, I was fighting it out in real time. Trying to blend in, trying to be taken seriously, and really trying not to be seen as different. And this is where walking through the door really began for me. Because it wasn't just about learning hair. It was about learning to exist in spaces that weren't built for where I come from. Hair gave me structure, but it also gave me exposure. And for the first time, I was building something. I wasn't just surviving. Walking through the door didn't mean I arrived. It meant I stayed. Even when it felt out of place. Even when I was learning about more than just technique. In the next episode, I'll talk about when this stopped feeling like something I was trying to be and started becoming who I was. Thanks for watching and subscribe for weekly episodes of my journey from the hood to hair.